Now I think I'm not alone when I say I am a big Lost Girl fan, and season 3 has just ended, and what a season it was. I would probably say that it wasn't the best season, maybe season 2 was the best season, but it still kept us on our toes and we are still seeing changes in the Bo character. However, with season 4 on the horizon, I am hoping that maybe a few characters die, that they switch up the formula and just keep it fresh. I would like to see a Bo that is unaligned, but is not good or bad, just does what the hell she wants.
I will reign, as he did, for I am his daughter. Together, we will bridle the masters and ride unto victory. Even death will fear us.
Also, I'm hoping that they go the way of Fringe. What I really liked about Fringe is that by the time they got to the end of season 2, they switched it up big time. They had seasons where they would alternate which universe they were in. They had seasons where it was just one universe, but not the universe we were used to, and so on and so forth. 5 seasons they pulled out, and it was all good television. And I can see Lost Girl going that way. It's just going up and up and up. So, to my Lost Girl people, keep up the good work.
It's a thing! It's a plane! It's Superman! Thursday's Adventures of Tintin. To the Batmobile. Let's go.
And good news for fans of Matt Murdock Daredevil. Finally, the rights have reverted back to Marvel. Oh yes, he's home. The bad boy in red is back! Back where he belongs. Now, if you didn't know, the rights were previously owned by Fox when they acquired to do the film rights in 2002-2003. We saw the Ben Affleck effort, and alright, it was rubbish. I'm trying to be nice, but it was rubbish. We shouldn't blame Ben though. It was the whole overview of what Daredevil actually was. No one looked in the comic book, that's for sure. So much wrong with it, but I'm not going to go into all of that. All I can say to any Marvel people who have any power, if you're watching, take this advice. Number 1, if you're going to do an origin story, which you probably will do because you're going to do a reboot, and as much as I hate reboots, I understand. There's been a big gap and people have forgotten who the character is and they've forgotten that film. Well, you couldn't really forget that film because it was just bleh. However, do the origin part in the credit sequence, or the first 10 minutes of the film. Do a Rocky montage, damn it. You don't need to drag it out for 45 minutes, alright? Get in, get out, let's have a brand new adventure, something fresh, something really cool. Second of all, just because it's a comic book film, and Daredevil may not be as popular as, say, Spider-Man or the X-Men, doesn't mean it doesn't deserve love. Find actors of a good caliber. They don't need to be names, they don't need to be faces, just get people who will represent the characters as they are in the comic books. Yes. What else? Oh yeah, right. The best comparison I can use to how Daredevil doesn't move is Spider-Man. Now Spider-Man bitten by the radioactive spider has superpowers. He moves beyond human metaphysics, okay? Daredevil, his powers are his senses. Sorry, I had to really think about that. His powers are his senses. His physicality comes off training with the Master Stick, who taught him martial arts, who taught him gymnastics, acrobatics, and all that stuff. So, my point is, you don't need CGI for Daredevil. Just get stuntmen and gymnasts and acrobats who can mimic, not even mimic, who can follow some Ong Bak, Tony Jaa style choreography. In fact, get Tony Jaa to be dressed up as Daredevil. Yeah, Tony Jaa's the one. Right. What else? Yeah, please get a good writer. Find a really good Daredevil story from the comic books. Get a good writer to adapt it, and do not have scenes like the playground scene in the Ben Affleck version, because that was one of the dumbest, stupidest, most ridiculous scenes. It wasn't playful, it wasn't romantic, it wasn't physically clever, it was just dumb. It just didn't need to be in there. And last of all, get a good director. From memory, the director for the film, the Ben Affleck film, was Mark Steven Johnson, who, if I remember, also directed Ghost Rider. Daredevil, Ghost Rider. Now, that's your explanation there. If you've seen both those films, you know what those films are in terms of art and comic book representation, right? So get a good director. And that's it. It's not that hard. I could direct a film. In fact, I might. That dude, the Lambert. Dun, 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 to the rescue.
Where'd he go?
Right here.
What happened to the lights? Can't breathe. Don't think I'm gonna make it.
Murdoch sent me to get you out.
Who are you?
I'm called the Daredevil.
And finally, I could talk about this thing, but I think I'd rather show it to you, so take a look at this.
Wait,